in Seclusion Hill. So, Baba is saying?
I was saying, and you can see me in a completely plain white sadra. It's a representation of that's how you should come, with nothing written on your soul. Or you should endeavor. Got it?
Yeah.
There should be no writing. If there is any writing on your soul, it should be only Baba writing. You understand what I'm trying to explain?
That's right. So you're symbolically saying the Baba's plain sadra is about there's no writing at all. It's absolutely
plain, simple.
plain.
You write next how you want it to be written. But if you already come with something written so strongly, where are you going to write?
Correct. So right. my question.
So if I tell you, if you come and when I say hold on to my daman, I'm talking about holding on to my sadra. And when you come and I hold on and I'll say, okay, start writing what you want next. Or write on my, But if your slate is completely written, where are you going to start? You've got to first wipe out everything, right?
Correct.
So much of effort to wipe out, right? But if you come on a clean sheet, you have nothing to lose. And that actually means is to live your spiritual life with detachment. But that doesn't mean that you shed responsibility also. You do only that much as it looks good and not go overboard. Because everybody is on their own journey. And then you get caught, to commitments and attachments and so on and so forth. Self and the shadow. The shadow cannot be you.
Yep.
It's always at a distance. When the shadow merges back with you, it becomes you.
Correct, yeah.
But when you see it separately, there's no way it can be two. Start detaching and have the power within yourself as to when you want to merge that shadow within yourself. Very easy for you to have that shadow merged back anytime, isn't it?
So my question is basically if you'd like to reveal a little bit of history of the Seclusion Hill, your work here, what did you do, what exactly was the reason for you to choose this place, kind of activity and work that you did here. Just reveal a little bit so that the history also recorded and the people can easily know directly from you the work that you did in Seclusion Hill.
Okay. The thing is very simple. When you hear about, great saints, they all go into some seclusion, they go on mountain tops, they go into caves, right? They sit there and they do their dhyan, their sadhana, they meditate, they get connected to those higher powers like mediums, right? I had no need for all of that because my avataric age as Meher Baba was very different.
Yeah.
For me, there was no following for me to go to a Himalaya and reach the top. For me, it was to be amongst the chosen few who were on a fast track journey with me.
Right.
Correct. And therefore, I had to have something within that vicinity where I resided. Correct.
Correct.
So to have that little bit of space, that little bit, cut myself away and do my universal work, then I had to have a spot which was not very, very far away from where I was and not too close either. But perfect for me to do my universal work in seclusion, right? Which means no disturbances, no disruptions for some time. There was no need for any representation of going into a cave or doing dhyan on a mountain top, right? For me, it was doing my universal work in alignment, and with the energy at large for me to work with other higher spiritual beings from other realms, representatives of my work in different places. So, it's like saying if you're part of a political party, you may have your headquarter in one place, then you have your branches everywhere, and then those branches, of franchisees are run by head of those branches and franchisees, right?
Right.
So, likewise, that energy had to be disseminated from a point. And then there was a congregation, okay. How well was it executed? What next?
So this was the central tower.
That yes, this
from
was
where you disseminated and
correct.
the branches were all over world.
Correct. And anywhere else that I went and did my seclusion work, for me, in this avataric age, and I'm again reiterating, as Baba, I did not have a need to go to very fancy places. Because I was very much then of living as God in human form. And therefore everything had to be very simple and easy. It didn't have to look like a great master or a spiritual head residing somewhere in people are in awe of. No, my energy was to blend at a day-to-day level. Exactly is my message. That I was not coming to preach anything new. I was coming to awaken your soul, so that you don't make your carriage heavy.
So can you talk a little more specific about when you are in the seclusion hill, for example, in a specific hour on a specific day, what exactly you did? Why did you need so many hours and so many days to be in seclusion hill?
You can say it is like I was traveling. I was on my holiday. I was rejuvenating my own energies and then coming back home. But I was doing a lot of work. You have your board meetings, right?
Right.
So you have your board meetings. You carry all those souls with you. You congregate, and everything happens there like without a physical body.
So in seclusion hill, you were having board meetings.
Yes.
So the meetings were with whom?
I said with perfect masters, with sentient beings from other universe, other higher planets, who were a representative of my work that had to be carried on.
So those representative perfect masters and higher souls, they will congregate in seclusion hill.
Correct.
Along with you, and you will have something like a board meeting.
Yes.
And you will decide about the universal work.
Yes.
How often that congregation will happen during your time?
Every time I wanted to take a little break, it would happen. There was no set pattern.
So whenever you felt the need of talking, communicating and deciding, then you...
Yes. It's also futuristic planning, right? It's not for that moment. It's a lot of work that goes on. You're actually constantly working in that space of illusion. How do you break from that illusion?
The Maya.
How does how that illusion should not touch everything that you are supposed to do, or have those how to make sure that one is able to work with energies where obstacles and hindrances can be taken care of. So there was a lot of planning that goes in there.
So all those work you did in seclusion hill.
Yes.
And that's the reason it is so powerful. And so important for you.
It is, as I've said, this is the launching pad.
Launching pad of what?
For your next journey. So every Baba lover or beloved will start their next journey from here. Whether you want to accept it or not, it's up to you. But if you think this is the real place, your soul will land here. The soul is free, right?
Correct.
And if you've already aligned yourself, to Baba's energies and Baba's thoughts and Baba's thinking and Baba's way of life and so on and so forth, your soul will automatically get attracted to that, isn't it?
Correct.
Isn't that true?
Correct.
Why will it go somewhere else and waste its time?
So, I know you mentioned this to us before. I'm just repeating it and you can reconfirm. So, what you mentioned to us in past, that every Baba lover soul, when they depart their body at the end of this life, comes to seclusion hill, and from seclusion hill you launch them to the next world. Is that correct?
If you would like to believe it, because this is from where this was my launching pad for all my work. So there can be nothing more sacred, right? I lived just below where I spend most of my time with my mandali and in constant mode of universal work.
Correct.
So you are coming back to God home, right?
Baba's home, the God's home.
God's home, your home. So will you not like to be in the close vicinity of your home?
You're right.
Or will you like to be somewhere else? What's your answer?
Correct. So basically that's the significance of seclusion hill, that all the Baba lovers, when they want to come home at the end of this life, this is home. The Seclusion Hill is the home, and from here you
Yes.
launch to the
Yes.
next world, take us to the next
Yes.
world.
Yes.
So, do you take us, or do you assign someone else to take us to the next world?
I will come to take you because you are my responsibility.